Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. I always smile every freaking time I come into this room here with you guys and girls. Makes me happy, really. Despite all of this, at least like I always say, we got each other. So, post-market wrap up on this historic. We made history today. Yeah. Uh, Thursday, February 29th, leap year, 2024. So today marks, well, a new record high for the S&P 500, a new record high for the NASDAQ. Are you shocked? No. What did we cover last year? This was going to be a stellar year for tech. Load up on it, people. Load up on it. Before we really get into the nitty gritty here about the economic news, most of you already know. Oh my goodness, really? Inflation, it's continuing to rise. Imagine my shock, yours too. Oh my, really? Uh, Despite the fact, again, record high, record high, record high, record high, inflation going up. This whole thing. This is an interesting article here. Um, Fortune magazine is talking about how this month the insiders here, billionaires, have now dumped $11 billion worth of stock. Now, a lot of people, and believe me, I get it, think that this is a sign. It's a message from the Almighty that this market is about to crash. This is not the case. I told you already. I'm not even going to repeat it anymore. What's going on here? It should be pretty obvious to everyone that follows this blog. But the fact that these insiders, even senators, some of our loving, caring representatives, multi-millionaires, okay, dumping stocks. Okay, they know what's going on here, but this market keeps going higher. So obviously they got something wrong, huh? But not you and me. We've been on top of this. And if you watch today, what happened? All right, so we got this PCE, personal consumption expenditures, the Federal Reserve's favorite inflation gauge, and it proves, well, they're saying, according to their own numbers, year over year, inflation has gone up 2.8%. Okay, this is also not going to stop. It's not temporary. It was never transitory. It's just going to go higher and higher and higher as the system continues to inflate. Oh yeah, absolutely. You think that this is going to change? Anything is going to stop? But no, this has been, again, I told you all since day one, the biggest farce, the biggest lie, honestly, maybe the actually tallest tale, if not, yeah, maybe the tallest tale ever to have been sold to the people ever since the Federal Reserve, got in there, and they're in the fight of their lives, because CNBC said so, and Bloomberg is telling it's true, and Fox Business, they're all telling it. The Fed is the fight of their lives, along with other central banks, to calm inflation down, to make your life easier. No, that's not what they're doing. Even she knows it. Who's this? You all know who this is. No, Greg, maybe they don't know I am, but I'm really liquidy. Got a lot of liquid. You know who I'm talking about. All right. Anyway, so the 10-year yield today did come down a little bit. Nothing dramatic. All right. But the market, let's just pay it. Look, we can look at this. We can look at that. And we can look at every freaking thing here. The fact of the matter is, this market seems unstoppable. This today marks 4 lovely consecutive months where this market has gone higher and higher and higher and higher. Imagine our shock. Oh, no, imagine the shock of those people that have been telling you the market's going to crash every week and every month. They've been wrong 100% of the time, these people. 100% of the time. Look, we're not always going to get it right. But to have a perfect record like that, maybe we should give them a prize. What do you think? Anyway. So again, inflation continues to rise. It's going to continue to rise. And the Federal Reserve, okay, understand, I'm going to tell you once more, they're in a fixed path. The market knows it. I know it. You know it. And that's really what's driving the market higher. It's not these billionaires dumping billions and billions of dollars worth of stock, because the market keeps going up. And it looks like they're missing out, doesn't it? Look, they have to do this. These people must sell now, so there is no connection. So when the presidential selection goes the way that they believe it's going to go and the way I believe it looks like it's going, unless something changes here. Okay, they can say, "Oh, we had no idea that it was going to go like." They already know. They already know where it's going. That's what's really going on here. This isn't because they think the market's going to crash tomorrow. But I already told you. What is Gregory? Me. What have I told you that I'm going to do right around selection time? I already told you. If I feel the selection is the thing, creature, vomitous mess, that's there already sitting behind the Resolute desk, and it already looks that way to me. I'm telling you, unless something changes in a dramatic way, that's where it's going. I will be completely out of this market. See, these super rich billionaires and senators and all, they got to do it now. But I can wait, and so can you, because we're going to ride this wave, okay? Then get out. Then we'll see where it goes. And then we're going to get back in here. You think, no, we're going to get right back in here. And then again, we'll see. Again, watching what's going to happen in the debt market. Look, the debt market is a time bomb. You all know that. It's ticking louder. It's ticking faster. All you and I are concerned with, again, we're looking at the drivers of this market. The drivers. And that is, of course, looking at the bond market. In the bond market, there's a saying on Wall Street, the bond market is always right. The bond market has been sending you and me a pretty loud signal here. Yeah, sure. The MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, we're in a high risk zone, but high risk means high reward. Look, let's be honest with each other here, okay? If you've been with me and getting involved in the things that I've been telling you to get involved with, we're laughing our way to the bank. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. That's what we're doing here. We've been crushing this across the board, and I believe we're going to continue doing that. Honestly, I can't see a way. We're ready for whatever comes. We are ready for anything. And okay, let them do what they got to do. You know what I always tell you? Let them play their games. We're going to play our games. You know why? Because we are smarter. We are way smarter than those that are trying to manipulate our brains. You understand? I know you do. Anyway, so again on the economic home front here. So pending home sales drop. Imagine my shock. Home affordability it's so far out of reach right now of the average guy or the average girl. It's an extreme bubble, honestly, and it's very simple to see any bubble. You know my definition of a bubble. You could probably come up with one that fits whatever you think, but it's just so simple to me. When the average price of any asset, really honestly, when the average price of any asset moves above the ability for the average person making an average salary to afford, it's a bubble. It's a bubble. Okay, that's what I think is the most simple way to think about it. With regard to the stock market here, does it make any sense to you? Again, it's unstoppable, keeps going up here. It is what it is. And we're riding the wave, and we're going to ride this wave like you can't even possibly believe. Now, going back to the market today, as I said, new record high for the S&P 500, new record high for the NASDAQ. I intend to, you already know what I'm doing here, and I'll just tell you again here. I'm getting longer the market, longer. I'm just waiting for a little bit of a drop here. I already got some powder dry. All right. Could we buy right now? Yeah, I think we could. But why not be patient? Patience is a virtue. Is that right? I don't know. It's something. But we're just going to sit here and wait. We'll get a drop at one particular point. We're going to buy more here. I think we got to be look today across the board. Pretty much everything went up except crude oil. Gold and silver caught a bid. Cryptos are doing well here. As I said, gold and silver doing good. I think the only loser today was crude, and I'm talking about a little bit. Okay, that's not going to last either. This is going much higher. I forget about it. As this whole war thing gets worse and expands more, and the dollar gets more devalued. You have to understand. What's going on here. The value of we'll just talk about the dollar, but it's every single central bank issued note that unfortunately we all have to are forced to transact in, because you see we can't be in a cryptocurrency because that's bad. You can't be in gold or silver because that's bad. It goes contrary to everything that central banks want you to do, and that is be in the dollar. Jamie Dimon, he hates Bitcoin, he hates gold and silver too, of course, because he wants you in the dollar. You understand? And he probably has bank vaults full of gold piled up bigger than my freaking house and silver as well too. But you see, he can't let you know that either. Anyway, look, just the most simple strategy. You want to beat this whole thing? Do the opposite of what a central banker or a CEO of a Wall Street super bank or this creature tells you to do. And you're going to be just fine. Just do the polar opposite. Well, you're going to be just fine. Don't you all agree here? I think I covered most of the important stuff that I want to talk about with all of you here right now. Did I miss anything? Yes, Karen, God always wins, but that doesn't mean it's going to go the way you want it to, okay? If you think you know what's in the mind of God, you maybe need to up your medication. XRP Plumbing, thank you. Do any of you out here want to talk about anything other than Amanda, who's completely wrong and will continue to be wrong, like most people? See, it's insane. You could lead a horse to water, can't make him drink. And that's okay too, because we need people on the losing side. You understand? So they can bitch and complain about, well, you know, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, because I had every opportunity, but I couldn't see it because some other freak was telling me this thing, and I must have been right because they were reading passages from some special book, and they said that's the way it was going to be. No, sorry, guys and girls, man. No, Michael, I really feel that something must have happened to Lord Humongous. Honestly, the guy is kind of vanished and I haven't heard anything about it. And, you know, from what I understand, he was not a young guy. Maybe something bad happened to him, but I miss him. I miss him a lot. I would miss every single one of you if you weren't here. And, it bothers me. It really does. So if any of you guys hear about this stuff, please let me know about that. Right, Goldstein? Maybe he did. I doubt it, though. Anyway, people, look, love you too, Gio Ryder. I love all of you people. Every one of you. You know, look, we could, whether you're with me or not on cryptocurrencies or on the market or on, look, you have no idea. Let me let you all in on a little secret here, okay? Virtually one day doesn't go by, and I mean this, that I don't get gold and silver haters. In my opinion, and you know this, these are my favorite assets of all time, right here. This in particular is my favorite asset of all time. I get haters about this stuff. Greg, you don't know. You're telling people that they, you know, look, first of all, I tell you what I believe, okay? And I explained why I feel that gold and silver are the most, silver especially the most undervalued asset on the earth. And I just look at a couple of metrics here. That is, I look at the Dow gold ratio, gold silver ratio. This is all going to normalize at 1.9, mean it's going to be big. Right now, the environment remains risk on. Clearly, cash is making its way into the stock market, artificially suppressed rates. This is going to go on for a long, long time, and we're going to stay on top of that. But I get haters to the highest order with regard. They just I don't know if they're real people, but they despise this stuff, and they pounce on me because I believe. Look, this is my opinion, all right, and that's the way it is in life. You know, people are going to have their opinion about Bitcoin. People hate it. I get it. I understand why you hate it. It's hard to get your head around. It really, really is. Okay, if you know my work, if you've been with me since the beginning, I was a Bitcoin hater. I did not like this stuff. And do you know why I didn't like it? Because at the time, I wasn't thinking out of the box enough. I didn't understand it. I didn't feel, and this is the truth, I didn't feel like I needed to understand it. And I was getting a lot of bad advice from people until I started understanding this thing and trying to get my head around it a little bit and realized this whole thing is just a game. You have to understand, nothing is real. If you think this is real, okay. But the whole environment is just an illusion, all right? And if you can cash out on this stuff, no matter what it is, okay, so what? So what? Okay, I think it's a good thing. I look, I'm a guy, all of you know me, okay? And I think I know all of you, especially my lions out here. What we're doing here is looking for opportunity. period. And I mean at every freaking level. I'm not just talking about the financial markets. I'm talking about opportunities to look out for each other, to be charitable, to love each other, to bring the world together. Okay, this blog transcends just the financial world. At least I think so. Okay. Me, this just happens to be my thing, and I think for the most part, I like to believe at least that I've done a good job here, with this whole thing, you don't have to agree with me at all. In fact, if you have an argument against something that I say, lay out your case. Don't just say, this is going to zero. Okay. That sounds like, I don't know, a comment from someone with a very, very low IQ. Back it up. Tell me why. Convince me why asset XYZ, could be anything, is going to zero or going to a gazillion or, whatever it might be. When people make comments and don't back them up, it's just, I think it's a sign of ignorance. I really, really do. Maybe they have nothing better to say. Okay. Prove it. Prove your point to me, and I am willing to learn. Or I really, really am. Like with Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, I really turned around many, many years ago on this. Okay, but I had to do my own work. You know what I mean? Like for me, for example, when I make a choice to do something, I don't tend to do it immediately. I tend to turn really slowly, kind of like an aircraft carrier, a little bit, trying to evaluate things from every level that I can think about. And I really get very, very into it. Like I'll ponder it and I'll think about it. I'll dream about it. I'll write things about it. And I'll do extensive research. I'll talk to people who I believe know what they're saying, before I will, accept something or choose not to. You understand? We have to be analytical about everything in our lives, right, Maury? Maury knows. Thank you, bro. We have to do. This is how, we're not animals. And despite the fact that they are trying to dumb us down to the nth degree and dictate our lives to us, I'm talking about the propaganda ministry. People find it difficult to think, and that's a problem. Okay, if we just open up our minds a little bit, raise awareness, understanding what's happening to us here. I mean, a whole new world will open up for you. Okay. It's really the truth. It's the key. It's the key to everything. And I think we're pretty much on the same page with all that. Exactly, Wendell. To them, we're cattle, but we're not. You see, they like to think of us that way. They're dumbing us down. They're trying to convince us that what we're seeing is not real. And a lot of people accept it, and they will not budge. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate because I believe that we all have the ability to maybe, it's hard to actually put into words, honestly. Obviously there's black and there's white and there's up and there's down and that stuff like that. But there may be a way, okay, to be able to see beyond that. If you kind of get I can't actually, this is a kind of an intangible thing. There are intangible things in life, okay? And I think, and I believe, and I know this to be true. Mitch knows it to be true too. He's another guy that's been with me 1,000 years. Thank you. That we have the ability to maybe foresee things as well. And I think most of you here are like that. Otherwise, you understand things maybe better than the next guy or girl out there. And that's it's a gift in many, many ways. All right. Anyway, before I let you go, getting kind of long, anything else specific you want to talk about here before we go here? 69 strat. Anyway. All right, people. Look, I think we're going to call it. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is great. It's going to be a lovely day for us, I think, as usual. And we will reconvene right here in the morning. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking more forward to the live stream. I really love these live streams. As a matter of fact, I wish I could do all live streams. But you remember what happened? People hated it. They started freaking out because I tried to do that. I tried to do all live streams so I could interact with you. People despised it. Oh, Greg, go back to the old format. Now I had to find a balance. So I do the pre-recorded one in the morning. Some people like that. And I just love the interaction here with all of you out here. Let's see here. Scully, 80,000. How about much higher than that. Okay, and Greg Mannarino's view eventually, and I mean much higher. And I tell you, people's heads are going to spin around. They're not even going to believe where this stuff is going to eventually go. But that's is what it is. All right. With that said, I am going to get out of here. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Love you. See you in the morning. Hello.